Ever noticed governments behave like your broke friend who insists on going out every weekend, ordering the most expensive drinks, and then saying, "Can you cover me? I'll pay you back later"? Yeah, that's literally every country on Earth. The US, sitting on a $36 trillion tab, that's like buying every single Tesla on the planet and still needing a loan for gas. Japan, they owe twice their entire economy. Basically, if Japan were a person, they'd be the guy with 10 maxed out credit cards who still says, "Relax, I got this round." And here's the kicker. Every country is in debt. India, Germany, Switzerland, Qatar. Doesn't matter if you're rich, poor, communist, capitalist, monarchy, democracy, or that weird half-country, half-casino like Macau. Everyone's running tabs. So today we're asking, why are all countries in debt? Why don't they just print money like a kid printing Monopoly notes? Who the hell are they borrowing from? And can a country ever be debt-free? Grab some popcorn, because by the end, you'll either laugh at the stupidity of global finance or cry because your tax dollars are literally the interest payment. So, what exactly is national debt? All right, let's break this down without the boring textbook jargon. National debt equals government's credit card bill. That's it. Governments earn money mostly from taxes, like taking a cut every time you buy coffee, fill gas, or even die. Yes, inheritance tax, fun times. But they spend way more on hospitals, schools, roads, military toys, bailing out failing banks, and, of course, politicians' luxurious work trips to Hawaii. So, when income less than expenses, what do? They borrow, just like you would when your paycheck runs out but rent is due. But here's the twist. Governments don't borrow from one bank. They borrow from everywhere. Citizens, banks, other countries, the IMF, and sometimes from themselves. Yes, really. And remember, when we say U.S. national debt, it's only the federal government's debt. California's budget crisis? That's separate. Texas building its own wall? Separate. Your personal credit card bill? Definitely not counted. So don't pat yourself on the back thinking your $5,000 loan contributes to the national debt. It doesn't. So why do countries borrow money? Number one, budget deficits. Imagine you earn $3,000 but spend $4,000 every month. Boom, you're in deficit. Governments do the same, only on trillions. Cutting spending? Not happening. Imagine a politician saying, "Sorry guys, no more free healthcare or roads this year." That's how you get riots. Raising taxes? Even worse. People hate it, revolutions start, kings lose heads. Literally, ask France. So the easy fix equals borrow. Kick the problem down the road. Number two, growth investments. Debt isn't always evil. Think of it like student loans. Theoretically, you borrow now, get an education, and earn more later, unless you majored in medieval basket weaving. Countries borrow to build highways, schools, airports. These things grow the economy, increase jobs, and, surprise, bring in more taxes later. Number three, emergencies. Pandemics, wars, disasters. In 2020, the U.S. borrowed nearly $4 trillion just for COVID relief. Without it, millions more would have gone jobless, and society would have turned into Mad Max with face masks. Number four, paying old debt. Yes, governments refinance debt, borrow new loans to pay old ones. You do it when you use one credit card to pay another. Sri Lanka, they played this game too long, and boom, default in 2022. Number five, controlling inflation and interest rates. This one's sneaky. Governments sometimes borrow not because they're broke, but to manipulate the economy. By issuing bonds, they suck or release money in circulation. Kind of like central bankers DJing the financial system. Then who lends countries money? So who's giving out trillion-dollar loans? Spoiler, it's not Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk yet. 1. Domestic lenders, citizens, banks, funds. Yes, you can lend money to your own government by buying bonds. That safe investment your grandpa brags about? Yep, that's just him loaning Uncle Sam money. Even government agencies lend to the government. In the US, Social Security buys treasury bonds. That's like borrowing from your left pocket to pay your right pocket, charging yourself interest, and calling it financial planning. 2. Foreign lenders. Other countries, banks. Countries buy each other's debt. China and Japan are the US's biggest lenders, holding around $1.7 trillion combined. Why? Because America's debt is still considered safer than most places' savings accounts. 3. Institutions. World Bank, IMF, ADB. When smaller economies need help, they go to the World Bank or Asian Development Bank for long-term projects. For pure emergencies, they crawl to the IMF. But IMF loans come with fine print. Sure, we'll help you, but first, raise taxes, cut subsidies, privatize your industries, and make life miserable for your citizens. Greece, Argentina, Indonesia all lived this nightmare. 4. Central banks. In theory, governments can borrow from their own central banks, debt monetization. That means printing money to buy bonds. But it's dangerous, leads to inflation. Most avoid it, but sometimes, desperate times, desperate measures. Is debt actually bad? Debt is like pizza. A little? Delicious. Too much? Indigestion. Way too much? You're dead on the floor. Good debt, used for infrastructure, crisis recovery, growth. Example, post-WW2 Japan borrowed heavily but turned into an economic powerhouse. Bad debt, borrowing to pay interest on old loans, corruption, useless projects like building airports no one uses. When debt gets too high, investors panic. Credit ratings fall. Yes, countries have them. Borrowing costs rise. Eventually, default. Sri Lanka 2022, Argentina basically defaulting on repeat mode, Greece in 2010. Debt spirals can destroy nations. Debt-to-GDP ratio. Economists love this number. It compares a country's debt to its total economy size. 60% or less is generally safe. Over 100%, you're skating on thin ice. Japan, 250% of GDP, yet somehow still standing. The US, 120% plus. Greece, pre-crisis, over 180%. It's like dieting. Some countries can eat cake all day and live to 100, while others explode after one donut. Can a country be debt-free? Technically, yes. Practically, no. Closest example, Macau. Tiny casino hub rolling in gambling money. Basically debt-free. But it's not even a country, just a Chinese special region. If the US tried to be debt-free, it would mean slashing trillions overnight. No welfare, no Medicare, no pensions, no army. Basically chaos. Oh, and investors would lose the safest investment in the world, US government bonds. Pensions, banks, markets, all collapse. So guess what? Debt-free isn't even the goal. Managing debt responsibly is. The future of global debt. At this point, global debt is over $300 trillion. That's $37,000 for every single human being, including babies who can't even hold a wallet. Future predictions? Mars colonies will take loans from Earth. AI will start issuing bonds, probably charging subscription fees. And Elon Musk? Probably lending money to countries at 420% interest for the memes. So why is every country in debt? Because it's the Netflix subscription of global finance. Everyone has it, no one cancels, and if you try, your life actually gets worse. Debt isn't the enemy, mismanagement is. Used wisely, it builds nations. Used stupidly, it ruins them. So next time you hear, our country is drowning in debt, don't panic. Just remember, the world runs on borrowed money. And if you want me to dive into what happens when a country defaults, smash that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment. Because trust me, that topic is even juicier.